And then we can test out the, oops.
So I have that first. Are you introducing this? Are you introducing us first? Mm-hmm. Or I'm thinking you're looking at what I'm looking at. The very first slide, I've made it show up twice. You know, it's like
that's okay.
The opening slide. Now, are you introducing it? Because then you're going to talk about the propositions.
I'm going to join with my computer if you want to just, by the way.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, and if you want to just click through, that's totally okay. Yeah, so I'll introduce you. I'll talk quickly about Prop 15, and then you know when I'm done talking about Prop 15, it's all you.
Okay.
Does that work?
Actually, yeah. Let me bring it up. Why isn't it? Oh, do I have co-host right now?
You sure do. And I'm going to pause recording.
Hi, everyone. So glad you could join us today. And just so you know, we have the series going for the month of October, November, December. If you can look there, there's the dates. October 19th, we have meditation. November 2nd, setting boundaries. November 16th, laughter. I look forward to that one. December 7th, coping with anxiety. And right in time for Christmas or winter break. December 21st, gratitude. So let's get started with our presentation. Let's move. And I'm Nellie Finn. I work in Oceanside School District. I'm a school counselor. I work in middle school. I am in my 33rd year of education. And I am a work in progress. Always learning, always trying to change things up and make things better in what I do and hopefully help others while I'm at it. So we're going to talk about the science of this topic, movement, but also the practical side, and that's where Trevor comes in. Trevor is a yoga rock star, no lie. He's amazing. So he is the dessert for this day, this event. I'm going to talk about the stats and the less glamorous stuff right now. All right, so I want to make this a little light and fun and talk about cats. So let's be honest, if cats could talk, well, they wouldn't talk. What do? I don't have a cat right now, but I have been a cat owner. I love cats. And I love how relaxed they are. They can nap for 20 hours at a time on keyboards, on tables, in the most awkward positions. And it's amazing how they can wake up from a nap and not have a stiff neck in these awkward poses, or not have a stiff back. Why is that, Trevor? How come they're not stiff like us from long?
I mean, they do have a little bit of a different spinal structure than us. So there's a lot more movement that their spine can do, and you can obviously see that as it extends down towards their tail. We don't have a tail anymore. We have a tailbone, but their spine has much more ability to move wave-like, so it doesn't necessarily get tense and absorb tension.
A little bit frozen there. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Trevor. So yes, I envy them that they can just sleep and relax and then be ready to catch a mouse, catch their prey at a moment's notice and not have the stiff back and stiff arms. If I'm on an airplane, it takes me about 30 minutes to unfurl my body from that position in that, especially with those such comfortable seats they give you on an airplane. I always fly coach, so I don't get the luxury seat. So I'm a pretzel when I get off a plane. So we are not cats. Yes, we need rest, but we don't sleep 20 hours. We sleep somewhere between 5 to 8 or 9 hours a day. But just as important as rest is for us, it's movement. And I think that we always set movement aside, because we're busy and we say, oh yeah, tomorrow I'll squeeze in that workout, or today's Monday, I'll be sure to work out on Wednesday. Movement isn't something you schedule for later in the week. Movement is just part of your everyday existence. We're going to talk about how it's so important to keep moving. Our bodies were designed to be in motion. We were designed to walk. We were designed to gather. We were designed to search. We're designed to explore. We're designed to be curious about our environment, take in nature. You know, with COVID, I know I do see a lot more people in my neighborhood going for walks. So there's some upside. I think people are becoming more in touch with nature because they're so trapped indoors. And it's sort of like we're taking a step back from the hustle bustle that we were living in, and COVID's making us just take in our environment in a new way. So I think we're more conscious about moving and being in motion. I know that, you know, for me and all of you, March 13th is a day we're not going to forget. So on March 15th, I was working remotely in front of the computer, just as many of you. And I had two jobs. I was working my school counseling job during the day for Oceanside Unified. And I also worked part-time for National University teaching courses to counselors. So I was actually putting in 8 hours plus another 3 to 4 hours. So like 12 hours sitting in front of a computer, not even thinking about the fact that I wasn't treating my body the way I should. Even though Trevor is my dear friend, I wasn't thinking about how important it is to employ constant movement. I would just wait till Sunday for his classes, but I really needed to do it more than just Sundays, his yoga classes. So what happened to me is after 2 to 3 weeks of, you know, putting in 12-hour days on my chair, my body seized on me. I've never experienced back pain in my life. I've never been one of those people with back pain. Suddenly I have back pain. I had sciatic pain, and it was pulsating on my left side of my body. I've never experienced that in my life. And I started limping, and I couldn't walk for about 2 weeks. So I started, of course, taking on more yoga, and I did go to a therapist as well, a physical therapist, just to kind of work out that kink. And he gave me some specific exercises for what I did to my back. And I also invested in my workstation. I bought a stand-up desk, and I thought, okay, these are all the answers. But that wasn't the only thing I needed to do. So let me continue with this slide presentation. I thought I solved everything, but I hadn't. So just to compare, in Tanzania, the indigenous tribe, the Hadza tribe, let's compare their lives to ours. They're pretty active. They walk about 5 to 7 miles a day. They are, you know, they gather their food sources, and they're on the move on a daily basis. Compared to the US population, we're on the move about average 17 minutes a day of physical activity. So we have all these conveniences of getting in our car, driving, purchasing our food. So we're not building in the activity level that we need to do. We need to find ways to do that. So are we fighting thousands of years of evolutionary history and the best interests of our body when we sit all day? I found that out the hard way, that my body was not designed for the chair. The chair was killing me, literally hurting my body. You know, it just, you know, sitting down after a long day of being physically active feels good, but sitting down after a long day of sitting down does not feel good. It's the last thing you want to do after you've been sitting. You don't want to sit after a long day. I couldn't even watch a movie. People are like, have you watched this and that and binge on this and that? I'm like, binging? I can't even sit on my butt. I can't. My back can't do it anymore. So no binging for me during that time when I was injured. So there is a mismatch going on between our contemporary lifestyles, our human bodies, and how we're treating them. And, you know, what we need to do is consciously find ways to keep our bodies active, even when we're doing activities that kind of are designed to be inactive, like sitting in front of a computer or being in front of a computer. There are ways to engage your body at all times, which Trevor is really going to go into that in depth. But I can say right now, I can hear his voice saying to me, posture, sit up. So I'm very conscious now about how I sit in my chair. Your posture is everything. It is everything. So that's the number one thing right now about taking care of your body, your self-care, is posture, along with other tips he's going to share with you. So what are we doing to our bodies? As I described, my back was hunched. And for hours and hours from March 15th onward, I developed excruciating pain between my shoulder blades. And even though I knew about posture, it would start slipping away after many hours. And I started telescoping my neck forward and my head. Hopefully I haven't developed too many varicose veins from the blood flow, but continuous sitting is not good for your legs. And this happens a lot for passengers on planes. That's why they recommend the, I'm blanking on the name of the stockings that you wear. Do you remember?
Compression socks.
Exactly,
Yeah.
Compression socks.
Yeah.
Thank you. Compression socks are perfect for helping your blood flow through your body when you are sitting for long periods of time. Your wrists, your ankles get swollen, skin rashes, back pain, spine imbalance. So it also weakens your abs and your glutes. And if your glutes, I was going to say your glutes weaken, it impacts the stability of your stride when you're walking and running. So too much sitting impacts how you walk. And over time, as we age, our hips start getting weaker and they get tight from lots of prolonged periods of sitting. And our range of motion becomes less and less mobile. And it's just, oops. Unfortunately, my last line there, I can't see, but hopefully you can see it because the slide is covering it up. All right, so the recommendation, take a movement break every hour. I know many of you have students in front of you and you're teaching, but your students need this just as much as you do. They need this movement break. So I would recommend you have a timer on your phone or a little alarm that goes off to remind you hourly, or if you teach secondary level and you have periods at the start of every period when you're doing attendance, suggest to your students that they get up and stretch and reach for the sky and move their bodies so they're alert and the blood circulating to their brain and that they can engage in the learning for the next hour. So you can do it with them, and along the way with the movement, let's remember to breathe. Again, that's Trevor's department, but the breathing with each movement is imperative because it helps you relax. It helps you connect your body to your mind and release all that tension. You can do yoga poses, you can do stretching, short brisk walk. You may have maybe only 5 minutes between each class or each hour of teaching. Maybe tell the students, all right, everyone, you know what? Let's all, if let's say you're an elementary teacher, let's all take a 5-minute restroom break. And during that restroom break, incorporate a lap around your house, or go out and check your mail and come back. Go outside, come back in. Do some actual walking and movement as much as you can every hour. Faculty meetings or PLC meetings, any kind of meeting. Take your Zoom meeting over the phone and walk while you're doing your Zoom meeting. Watch out for traffic. Watch for the cross traffic, okay? Don't be so into your meeting that you don't notice the car or the truck driving by. So I want to add that caution to you. But what a good way to take a meeting while you're walking and not sitting, because you've sat long enough while you were teaching. So I really encourage you to do that. And again, back to the workstation, I encourage you to try out your workstation, see if you can, I don't know if your district will pay for it or if you have to pay out of your pocket. I paid out of my pocket. It was about $150 for a stand-up station, and it's adjustable, and I love it. I feel much more energized because I'm on my feet a lot more than I am on my tushy. So that has definitely helped raise my energy level. And but the answer is not standing all day. You need to do some alternating between standing and sitting. They don't recommend too much of any one thing. The one thing that is recommended is movement, 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 move, do anything you can, build it into your routine. When you park your car, I know we're always on the hunt for that closest spot to the entrance to the store. Let's do the opposite and build new habits. Park far away, it'll save your car from door dings, and it'll help you add some movement to your day. So every way you can add movement, look for it. Take the stairs versus the elevator. In every opportunity you have, add some movement, walk a little more. Let me see. And, make it enjoyable and share this with your students. Encourage them to add movement to their day and maybe brainstorm with them ways that they can add movement during their online learning, their virtual learning. All right. So again, integrate that into your classroom. That's my suggestion. Your students will benefit from it. Mind-body connection, really important for learning. It'll help them become more alert, wake them up, and they'll be refreshed for the next lesson that you're going to teach. You can go online and just find all kinds of images such as this one, Google Images. I just put in workstation stretches, and there's hundreds of them if you want to have a couple handy at your desk to jog your memory on things you can do with your students. I like this one. I thought it was nice. It's easy to find online. So we need to cultivate that sensory awareness, the attentiveness to our own movement, making that guide us in participating consciously in all actions and all areas of our lives in ways that keeps us moving, just as the Hadza tribe do. So I hope you're inspired to perspire and move.
So I just wanted to mention really quick, everyone. I was surfing this weekend and had a lovely interaction with a surfboard right in my face, which is why I have the black eyes and the maybe broken nose. It isn't because I got in a fight with one of my students, although sometimes yoga can be very, very intense. So my name is Trevor Hawkins. I am a certified yoga therapist, and this is a tradition that goes back for several thousand years. So really the most important takeaway that I would love for you guys to have, and we're going to bring in a little bit of movement and we're going to connect it with breath, and that quote that was there at the end that was speaking about attentiveness and all that. It's not so easy to cultivate, so know that it is a practice and it's something that we'll apply moving forward as best we can. If anything, walking and moving, all of the suggestions that Nellie made, walk to your mailbox, walk around the block, create a little route that is only like a 5 or 10 minute route, something that you can, when your alarm goes off and you're like, you know what, I got to move. Just go and do that loop, whatever it is. And even if it's like 10 times up and down the driveway, right? The movement is so good because of the blood circulation, because it moves all of the oxygen that's in the blood through the body. What is most important about whatever movements that you're doing is that you're breathing while you're moving. The reason why is as you breathe, you oxygenate your blood, you bring in more calmness. You have the ability to change the way that your nervous system is when you breathe. You have the ability to move from states of tension and anxiety back into a state of calm. And it's not difficult, and it's not something that's magic and you have to have all of these different things. It can take just literally a minute of your time to slow your breath down and to bring your awareness into how things are moving inside. Because even if you're sitting at your desk, taking a breath is movement. Breath moves your ribs, it moves your collarbones, it moves your shoulders, it moves your whole spine and your pelvis. And most importantly, it moves your nervous system, which is living inside of your spine. So find a place in the space that you're in that gives you the ability to move your arms or to lift your body, to rotate. If you need to do this in a chair and you don't have the ability to do it standing for any reason, if you have any sort of injuries or whatnot, don't force it. Just take the basic movement. And really what's most important is that the in-breath or the inhalation is an expansion. It is an opening. It is a lifting of the chest, and it is a reaching through the fingertips and the arms. And the exhalation is somewhat of a little bit of a folding or a coming back in. What you're doing is you're making your spine extend as you inhale, and you're making it flex as you exhale. And that's super important because when you're sitting, as Nellie was describing, all of these different ailments and things start to come up because you're stagnating. Just breathing a little more prolifically can facilitate. So if you were to take your hands and let them rest on your chest, what we're going to do is we're going to start to move the body and let the breath catch up. So with the hands on your next inhale, start to open your arms low, reach through the fingertips, stretch your shoulders down and away from your ears. And then as you exhale, slowly bring the hands back towards the heart and facilitate or move your breath out of your body, a little bit of a contraction in your belly. We'll do that a couple more times. So as you inhale, arms reach low, chest lifts, spine begins to extend. As you exhale, your belly slowly draws in, breath moves out, and the hands come towards the heart. We'll do that twice more. Inhale. And exhale. And one more like that. Inhale. Visualize that you're opening, that your spine is reaching and extending. And then as you exhale, the chin slowly lowers, the belly slowly draws in, and the breath is moved out. So now we're going to take that same breath pattern. Hopefully you can feel that's the essence of breathing. Even when you're sitting in your chair at your desk, if you visualize when you inhale that your chest is lifting, your spine is extending, there's spaces being made in the spinal column. And when you exhale, there's a little bit of a rounding, a little bit of a flexion, just doing that in your chair or standing or at the desk, right? So those movements of extension and flexion are actually moving your whole body on a subtle level because it's your spine that's connected to your diaphragm, that's connected to your breath. And what we just did right there, those 4 or 5 breaths where we slowed it down, what we actually just did is we turned your nervous system down a little bit out of a sympathetic response into a parasympathetic, where there's concentration, there's a little bit more relaxation, your cells are exchanging oxygen. So just taking simple, smooth, and even breaths that from breath to breath have a similar rhythm, you're not just helping your body move, you're nourishing your nervous system. So everybody's got a desk or they've got a chair. I'll use this as a prop. We're going to bring the flexion into a little bit more of an active movement, right? So I want you to stand either away from the chair or away from the desk so you'll be able to move towards it. And the reason why I'm using this as a prop is that you don't have to fold all the way towards it. We just want to get the body to come into more motion, especially the low back. What's super important, and Nellie highlighted this, is there's this low back pain and tension that can come from sitting all day because your glutes turn off and your low back gets really tight. So when you're moving into and out of these folds, make sure to relax your knees so your whole spine can round. Remember the cat and its fluidity in its spine? We don't have that same fluidity, but we do have good motion. So when you find that space near a chair or near a desk, we'll do the same movement with the inhale. So as you inhale, hands will come to heart center. As you inhale, arms will start to come out. You'll lift the chest, you'll open. And then as you exhale, start to bring the arms forward. Let your knees relax, let your low back round, and let the head come towards the space between the arms, and your shoulders will stretch. And then as you inhale, lead with the chest, take the arms out and wide again. Remember that expansiveness, the lift and the length through the spine. As you exhale, soften your knees, let your low back round, let your forehead come towards the space between the arms. We'll do that twice more. And if you want to try without the chair or without the desk, you'll fold all the way. So as you inhale, you'll lift and find extension. And then as you exhale, you'll start to come towards the chair. And if you want to move beyond the chair, you'll let your chest come towards your thighs. Remember to soften the knees, and the crown comes towards the shins. Then you'll rise as you inhale, use upper back muscles, squeeze your glutes, squeeze your butt just a little bit at the top, use your butt muscles. And then as you exhale, fold. And then one more rise as you inhale. Remember to squeeze the leg muscles at the very top, and then relax the arms down by the sides, right? So we have that pattern. You'll see that the pattern between those first movements and then the standing forward folds that we just did, what's the same thing? The breath. The breath is the most important piece. When you breathe, you nourish the body, you nourish your nervous system, you relax out of stress, you take control, and you bring yourself back present. One more movement, that shoulder tension that Nellie was talking about between the shoulder blades, very, very common when you're rounded and the head is jutting forward. So we can use the same structure here with the chair. And what you want to do is you want to step just a little bit back from the chair or table, wherever you are. So there's a bit of a distance, because what we're going to do is we're going to soften the knees. You'll leave the left hand on the chair. And as you inhale, start to turn the chest open to the right as you lift and lead with the spine. And then as you exhale, you'll come back towards center. We'll do the same thing on the other side. So the right hand stays down. As you inhale, you start to rotate open to the left. And then as you exhale, you come back to center. Inhale, right arm opens. Reach the arm back, lift through the chest, extend. And then as you exhale, you'll come back to center. And we'll do it one more time on the other side just for the sensation. Lead with the chest. Get some rotation through your trunk, open across the shoulders and the hips. And then as you exhale, you come back to center, right? And then you rise back up. So very, very basic, super simple movements, okay? But the most common point, the most common thing is that your inhale and your exhale are smooth and they're even. The qualities of inhale are opening and expanding and lengthening. The qualities of exhale are deepening, rounding, kind of getting the spine to come back towards a convergent center. Okay, so whether you're walking, you can breathe that way. When you're sitting at your desk, you can breathe that way. When you stand, you can do some movements. I, as you noticed, didn't lift my arms super high when I was going with both arms. I was staying down low because it's all about getting your chest muscles to open. It's not about reaching up here, right? So it's getting this broadness across the chest. So you can just stay low and wide as long as you want, right? So you have low and wide on in-breath, you have hands. You have the same thing, and then you have a fold. You have the same thing with rotation. You can do it even more. You can change your stance by putting one foot forward and one foot back and doing the same thing. Open and fold, or open and rotate, right? So all of those different little variations, trust your body, but make at the very center of everything your breath. Long inhales, long exhales, and that will absolutely, absolutely move your body more every day. Take 2 or 3 minutes in every hour just to breathe. Add in your walking, add in those movements with the spine, with the arms, seated, standing, kneeling, on your back, wherever you want. Do it in the morning, do it in the evening, and have fun. Thank you guys for your time. Yeah, if you have any questions, let us know. And that's, I think, it.
Hi, I'm back. Thanks, Trevor.
Hi.
That's awesome. I'm going to share the rest of our slides because we have a few more things to share. So bear with me, everyone. There it is. This is where we left off. All right. Does everyone feel good? I know I feel nice. Thank you, Trevor.
You're welcome.
Could you, if I set an alarm every hour, could you just do that with me every hour? Trevor, could you be my personal stretch
Of
coach?
course. Absolutely.
Oh, everyone, you heard that. He's going to do that for me.
It's very simple. It's very easy. Yeah. Just hear my voice. Inhale.
This is true.
Exhale. Inhale. Exhale.
Yes. Inhale. You know what? That's what I'll do. I'll record your voice and just have it go to my alarm.
Well, it's good. The thing is on the website, by the way, there are some resources there. There are some classes, lots of classes that I've taught are recorded, and they're there for you to take as well. I'm building out some parts of the member area that'll have little yoga snacks, like little 10 to 30-minute sessions that just have different movements for the head and neck and shoulders and low back. And I'm adding in meditation and breathing things as well. So over time, that resource is just going to expand, especially for the teachers and students, because that's where the ideas came from when we started working. So
I love that idea of yoga snacks because
yeah,
we're always in a time crunch, and you have maybe a 30-minute lunch. Teachers usually have a 30-minute lunch, so
yeah,
that gives them
5 minutes of yoga and
right.
25 minutes of
They can
eating.
do a yoga snack and
Your
along
meal will
with their
taste
meal.
much better.
Indeed. Usually they have to rush to the restroom, microwave their food, their lean cuisine, and then, okay, time for a quick stretch, but they'll be refreshed.
Yeah, absolutely.
So resources, everyone, please visit our breath-centric yoga website. If you haven't tried Mindspace, that's also very calming, and the Calm website as well.
Yeah,
But
they're
most
both very good.
importantly, the breath-centric. And Trevor, are you offering some kind of deal for teachers?
Yeah, so I mean, the thing is that I've built out a member area that has daily or Monday, Wednesday, Friday classes and Sunday classes, as well as the entire library of the classes that I've been teaching over the last 6 months. So, and I also, as I mentioned, I'm building out a yoga snack area. I'm building out something for strength because a lot of us in this sitting have lost a lot of strength. So the coupon code is teacher. And that gives everybody over the next 3 months or through December the ability to use all of the resources on the site for $5 a month. So if they go to the site and they sign up, just plug in teacher and it'll give you that whole resource for $5 a month.
That is incredibly generous of you, Trevor.
Well,
Thank you.
we got to
Because
keep our teachers happy, because when our teachers are happy, our students are happy. And when our students are happy, our parents are happy. And when parents are happy, then the world is just better.
well, you are contributing to a very important group of essential workers.
Totally.
We are essential workers, and we need all the help we can get. And this is a fabulous resource, and I hope everyone takes advantage of it. And you can spread the word with your colleagues. So I think I can spell teacher, and just regular teacher, not uppercase, nothing special, just teacher, correct?
I did put it in uppercase. I don't think it
Okay,
really matters,
I'm
but
glad I asked.
it is the word teacher. Yeah,
Sometimes I have problems with those coupon codes, and I have to enter them a few times. So
got it. Yeah, and if you have any issues, just email me at breathcentricyoga.com. There's an email or a way to get in touch with me. If you guys have any questions about other movements or anything that's going on in your body, I've been a yoga therapist for quite some time. So I work with all different structural and physiological and mental emotional conditions to help mitigate those with movement and breath. So
okay. Kieran asked a question. Is it a different link? I'm not sure what that question
No,
is.
for mindspace.com, it's not working. So I didn't know if there was a typo.
Oh, that's possible. We can
Oh.
correct that later and resend this updated.
Let's see. Yeah.
We'll fix the slide so when you post it on the website, we can have it cleaned up. Just a reminder again to join us for more Mindful Mondays. And you can see the dates there. There's some good mindful activities coming up. I'm looking forward to the November 16th laughter one personally. That sounds great. And also, we're going to have this cool handout for all of you teachers to share with your students, or use with your students and use with yourself. Kieran's going to have that as well for you, available for you. Kieran, how is that going to be? Are you going to have it on the website that they can grab, or?
I'm going to have it sent out in an email, but in the meantime, I've put it in Google Drive, and it's just resources from the last workshop that have some breathing techniques, and then with cues in there, so you can use those with your students, and then some exercises, including some physical yoga poses that your students can do, along with some pictures.
Fantastic.
Awesome. And it's Headspace. It's not Mindspace.
Headspace, everyone.
Yeah, Headspace.
All right.
And it will be recorded. So if everyone goes to, I think there's a question, Gabriella asks, will this be recorded? So yes, it's being recorded right now. And if you go to cta.org/IPD and click on the distance learning resources, or Nellie was telling me she just typed in Mindful Mondays in the search bar and was able to find the video. We have last week's recording up. It's on breath work. This week is being recorded and it will be up as well within the next week. And we'll get that sent out to everybody who also missed it.
Awesome.
Yeah, thank you, Trevor and Nellie, for joining us today and being our guest speakers. We really appreciate it. I hope all of you will be able to check out Trevor's website. It's really awesome and it's a great deal. Thank you for doing that for our teachers.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's it, everyone. Join us in 2 more weeks for meditation, and we hope you spend some time taking care of yourself. You do so much to take care of everyone else. So thank you, everyone. Thanks,
Keep
Nellie.
moving, everyone. Keep moving. Bye-bye.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.